Welcome back. This is Morgan. Did my previous video get your attention? Well, I hope so. And I'm going to continue on with what some people refer to as a rant in order to clarify a few things. Unfortunately, after I had posted that video, I was only able to reply to but a handful of comments that were made. And then, of course, I experienced technical difficulties. I repeat, have not yet to see all of the other comments or replies that were made since then. And I will not do so until after the posting of this video. I will do so as soon as possible. Now, forgive me, this video may take some time. I have quite a little bit here that I want to show, but more so, it's about the telling. And this is a preview of understanding for my future content. Thus, no longer being part of that Skywatcher category, I am going to continue on with my show and tell series. Because I feel that there is a need for transparency. I have a message of importance, if you will, through my theory, all right? And the information that I share, I try to back up with evidence. I never knew where this journey of tubing on this platform was going to take me when I first started. It has gotten to this point, and over the last year or so, I have gone through a transformation process, that of awakening and connecting to sources of a higher realm, if you will, the spirit realm, universal consciousness. Therefore, knowing this, I would like to now enlighten you with a little bit of my transparency as well as future transparency, because I feel the need to be of that higher than those that call themselves of authoritative positions, those that are leaders, that are not transparent. I can be above that. This has nothing to do with self-egotism, no super-ego, nothing of the like. I have my side of a story to tell, which includes my personal life's story. And what you may see online, if you were to do a background check, is their narrative through few wordings. I can back up my story with proofs and evidences, not only to back up my story, but to back up who and what I am, who I have become. Reference material as evidence. And I feel that my channel and what I have shown to people, what I have observed and recorded, and have explained in my own theoretical opinions, which prove to be valid in many cases, such as what the signs in the skies indicate, like the giant cross in the sky. No, I never heard that from anyone. That was of my own observations and connecting the dots, which I guess, am quite well at doing. And everything that I have shown on my past videos and will be showing in my future videos all has reference to my life. Now, let me shed a little light on this. All right? Now, let me introduce you. Let's see if I can do this. Forgive me, it will not be all that great of a video as far as quality. But this is my reference shelf. Okay? This is right next to my bed. This is my go-to reference material in book form. This is also a shelf of memory for me because I have acquired most of this material through very strange sources and events. Now, I have shown you the majority of these books here. All right? And I want to explain that everything that is on this shelf is knowledge of which I have absorbed throughout the years. And this is knowledge that has come to me for the most part. I have not gone out in search of it. Much like my sky observations, intuition. Now, as you can see, my little props that I put up here, as read between the lines, I'm beating around the bush because I like people to do their own research. I don't like to have to put everything out there for them because a lot of that does not absorb into the gray matter like it should. But all of this relates to my second channel and my theory over there. All right? And it is about time. Okay? Time. The keys. It's all about understanding how time, which is not a man-made conception, time is part of that grand equation. And cycles are to be understood to understand what I'm talking about, which I talk about on my channel, my second channel. Now then, for the things that I don't know anything about, let's continue on. All right? I do not know the environment underneath the sky that I show in many of my videos on my channel. All right? Know nothing about the sort. Flowers, I know nothing about. We have Native Americans. All right? I have a history with Native American Indians. All right? The land of which I live in, I know about. I am also a past fisherman, not only of the aquatic nature, but of men as well. And I will show that in future times. But yes, I have been involved in things that I no longer can be a part of for various reasons. Yes, I have my understandings of survival, my understandings of reptiles, amphibians, birds, and all of this. Indian legends, Michigan history among the Native Americans. All right? Let's go with, again, what I am doing is trying to be transparent that although many people like to call me smart or intelligent, I am anything but. All I do is regurgitate and share knowledge that I have either absorbed through my own research, interests, or experiences. That's all I'm doing. But because I'm the kind of person that likes to put things together for better understanding and more clarity. I have developed that knack of connecting the dots, and it works quite well. And this is the premise for my upcoming videos of show and tell. Because, like the title implies, there will be telling. And you might not appreciate a lot of what I have to say, but I am trying to be honest and transparent with everything. You will hear more about my life and what I picked up along life's way. Alright? So, I am well versed in the environment around me. Not only that, because I know that this is factual. I have the past knowledge and experience of the anatomy of what we are and who we are. And through that, because it's always a chain, it's always a chain of events that makes you who you supposedly are. Yes, I partook in this, not professionally or anything, but it was a major part of my life. And I'll show you why. One of the reasons why. Because of a childhood idol, if you will. Alright? Yeah, anyways, that's Superman. Let's toss him aside. So, getting on with it. Here are some of my other past interests, experiences, understandings. And I will be bringing some of this into future videos. Yes, I don't know anything about sign language either. In fact, I learned the basics when I was quite young. When I was in my 20s, my teacher, believe it or not, was a blonde-haired, 6-year-old deaf girl. And she was one of the most sternest teachers that I have ever encountered in my lifetime. Wonderful memories there. She taught me well. If I made a mistake with my sign language, it showed on her face. It was an experience. But furthermore, because of my issues with this stuff here, pharmacology, yes, I have had to do my own research to understand what has been going on with my body, because after all, I have also always been interested in the anatomy of the physique, because I want to emulate that. So I had to understand this because of my physical issues, which led me more into holistic medicines and remedies. Along the way, I've also had to pick up, in order to understand one thing into another, I had to look into the history of weightlifting in order for bodybuilding. A learning process that I have undergone my whole life. I have knowledge there. I have knowledge within words and meaning of words. I have to, because I am always having to explain something or another. Modern literature, history, okay? I also, what do we have here? Hawthorne, American poetry, Ben Franklin's autobiography, okay? And then the misconceptions. See, part of my message is to expose the misconceptions and lies of history itself, okay? And part of that, as an example, is this book here, and which there is a lot of falsification around that subject material there. and I would like to address that, but I might end up having to move that type of content over to Rumble, which I am being urged to do so by the person that actually got me into doing YouTube videos in the first place. Because after all, when I first started, I was just, catching some weird stuff. Almost. But anyways, I was catching weird stuff, and I was just urged to share. And with the potential of, hey, maybe you can earn some money. Well, that's never been the case for me. I don't show my face because I'm not out for fame. I am not monetized. I never have tried. Therefore, that is one of the reasons why I do not ask for subscribers or likes. I have never been out for the monetization, and which I wouldn't be able to the way that they fight back anyways with their narratives and what they claim is reality, which I am declaring that to be a lie and misinformation. I am on the fight, gang. So, therefore, I also have gotten into the arts experience there. Yeah, I've had my fair share of the spirits in many ways. Cooking, yes, a lot of cooking experience. Yes, I am an amateur numericist, okay? That is a person that gets involved in coins and coin collecting, past comic books, alright? Chivalry. My brother and I was explaining to my brother just last night a lot of things. Connecting the dots, if you will, and explaining even the purpose that he had no understanding of or reason as to why he got a certain couple of tattoos and the symbology, and he thought that it was symbology for one thing, and I explained it to him in a manner of speaking in a far different way. Okay, yes, I also am into science in wide many categories. All right, so all of this, I am trying to have this disclosure of who I am, the transparency of who I am. I collect a lot of things and have. Here, as an example, this is the book that, if you notice, it is called the Deutsche Republic. All right, and I collect books. I have boxes and boxes of books, and if you can see here, when that was dated. Yes, I have a lot of antiques. Show and tell time, people. I have some interesting subjects and materials to show. A lot of knowledge, but it's all about connecting the dots, putting two and two together in order to see the big picture. All right, and that is my mission, and it's for many purposes and reasons. Because after all, I am a dragon. The dragons symbolize more than they have ever represented throughout history and the folklore of dragons. They are the wisest of all creatures. They are always struck down because of this. That is why you have all the dragon slaying stories, because they are powerful within their wisdom, not so much because of their ferocity through flames and fire. Okay? And it's because of this wisdom that the stories of slaying the dragons has always come down. And I want to show you the symbologies behind this. Okay, me using the symbology of a dragon actually originated from my martial arts sensei. Martial arts and weaponry is something that I do not talk too much about for my reasons. Pardon me. But I gained this symbol because of martial arts, because my sensei flat out told me he was upset because I did not take on the aura, or I'm not sure how to actually put it right now, but I was not the image of the tiger in which he wanted me to become. No, I am a dragon. And the dragon, like I said, being the wisest of all creatures, wiser than those that use this symbology here. This is a reminder to me. Yes, the symbolism of wisdom is usually in this form, but it's the false form to identify with. And I will be bringing that up further and further. But I have been undergoing this transformation. As I've said, I go where the spirits tell me to. Alright? Ever since I was a teenager, preteen, thereabouts. You see how old those are? I was able to take an ordinary deck of playing cards and foretell the futures of my neighbors. Some of my neighbors got freaked out, wouldn't have nothing to do with it again. Another one of my neighbors immediately got hooked because what I had predicted or foretold actually happened. And he wanted more. Till it got a little too rough for him. And then I got into this here, and of course my light is going to make a mess out of this. But then I got into doing the connection with this as well, because it's all connected, people. And I'll be going further into that, much further into that, as time prevails. This is a card from a deck. That was the pamphlet of instructions and definitions to these cards. This was a randomly drawn card before I even began this video. Fire. There you go. And who provides fire? The dragon. This was, as I said, randomly drawn out of that deck. I am full of fire, but it has to come through honesty and transparency, because I have to have respect. And I have no idea why that is moving either. Yeah, I get into the paranormal, heavy and hardcore. And see, now when I was doing TikTok videos, a lot of it was conspiracies, because I started seeing things, connecting dots, and in which some of those were about the American flag and the lies behind that as well. I once upon a time had a video up right here about this, and everything that it foretold about a certain 2-year period that is still continuing on because of all of the Easter eggs hidden within this movie. I had to take this movie, or this video that I made about this movie, down from TikTok, or excuse me, from YouTube, because, well, basically copyright against 4 notes that were played in the background, and the copyright was over that, to where this video that I had made in regards to this movie was not able to be shown in 2 countries. Alright, that is the kind of influence that I have, because a predictive programming, which I will go into further, especially on my second channel. I've been a TV junkie my whole life. Love movies. Movies that parallel the interests here, that have paralleled my life's journey and what I need to expose of that knowledge throughout my life. Yes, I am in the midst of that. All right? I am speaking out. I have felt the need and necessity to. But in order for people to understand my message, they need to understand me, my experiences, and what I have to share. That is why I needed to catch your attention, regardless of what you may have felt or assumed through that previous video. This is what it's all about, folks. I have a message. I only have so much time to relay this message, and that is a sign right there. That movement, there is no reason for that to be moving whatsoever. I am not moving around. There is no hard wind or air current. Yes, I am connected to those spirit realms. You may be too. I am a star seed. I will be explaining more into that because it's all connected, people. But they have you distracted with the narratives that are being pumped through the programming of today's technology, through today's technology. So I will be telling more in my show and tell episodes, which, yes, the Rock and Gem Show will be coming out and soon. I have another project that I already completed that will be posted after this one. But like I said, I will not be able to get to your comments, and I apologize for that. I have rectified the situation. But it's going to take time. Once again, time for me to get to handle. I mean, I've seen the pop-up notifications on my screen. I know you guys are trying to get in touch and contact with me. You want to hear from me. I apologize that I am not able to right at this moment. But that situation has been rectified for the time being. Unfortunately, I had to use money that I really don't have to use. But it is done. And I'm just going to be satisfied with what I've got going on right now. Once again, I do have thoughts of moving a lot of my content over to Rumble right in the near future. Yes, that will be for monetary purposes, but also to share the message that I have to share through the majority of my past content. I hope you stay with me and stick with me. I have a lot more explaining to do, a lot more sharing to do, a lot more about a lot of things that need to be explained as far as I am concerned. And I hope that you are open-minded enough to hear me out and take what I have to share into consideration. All right? I accept any comments, any type of feedback, pro or con, but there are certain things that, you don't want to poke the dragon over. And you do not want to bring certain messages over to my channel. I'm going to put that out there right now. I don't need any of that because I am of a much higher quality of existence now because of understanding how all of these things here have played out in my life. All lessons that I needed to learn in order for my ascension of my spirit. I am firm in my beliefs, which are not man-made. These are beliefs set upon what I have had to experience and learn. Therefore, I am only using that as an example to share what I feel is a message that needs to be heard, and therefore possibly shared itself. So, like I said, I have another video that's coming out after this one. This is going to take an awful long time to upload, but I think everybody will be enjoying my next little video that I put out. It's not much over a minute long, but it is under, well, let's just say it is dedicated to some very special people, and that's all that I'll put out there for that. So